What the... Oh, right. The bounty hunter. Glad you could make it. You nervous, Hunter? Parked in the middle of Imperial intelligence and all. I could say one word, or touch one button, and you'd disappear forever. Poof. Gone. Just like that. No one would even dare to ask what happened to you.
Go ahead. Say the word and see what happens.
Nicely done. I like you, Hunter. I really do. I never signed up for this cloak and dagger stuff. I was a regular soldier. Then one day, I put together a covert op raid that goes a little too well. And bam! I'm in Imperial intelligence. Look, what I'm saying is the stuff that goes on in these halls is insane. And all of it is crazy hush-hush. So what I'm going to tell you has to stay just between you and me. Got it?
My price tag always includes the cost of discretion.
Here's the deal. There's a huge ancient Sith temple on Dromund Kaas. Used to just sit there being scary. Now the place is crawling with Sith sorcery, and it's been ordered a no-go zone for everyone. Naturally, we sent a team in. My commander led that team. Nobody came back. We can't report any of them dead without reporting the mission, which puts me in a bind.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to the temple?
Because you've got warrior instincts, like me. If I can't prove my commander's dead, I can't take over his spot, which means an ugly power vacuum. I'm hiring you to enter that temple and find the team's ID cards, especially my commander's. I need those IDs to create more acceptable deaths for them.
What if this commander and his team are still alive?
They're not. And even if they are, they're not. Understood. Make sure you find an Imperial commander named Gargan. Can't imagine there'll be more than one corpse in a temple wearing commander stripes. Grab all the team's ID cards and double time it back here, quietly.
You, Mercenary, you were let through. Has someone finally decided to secure the temple?
I'm not here to secure the temple.
Of course, I've been ignored again. How stupid of me. If you're here, however, you must have the authority to enter the Dark Temple. You could still save this planet.
What are you babbling about, old man?
You're a brave one, aren't you? Or is it that you sense my weakness? But not everything grows weaker with age. The Dark Temple is ancient, built during a previous incarnation of our empire. 1,000 years ago, our own emperor buried his enemies here. These enemies remain powerful, even in death, which is why the temple was sealed. But now, something terrible has happened.
Some idiot went and woke them up.
With the Emperor's attention elsewhere, a group of ambitious but ignorant Sith thought to gain power by raiding the temple. They didn't find the relics they sought. Instead, they awoke an ancient Sith Lord, Lord Galaide, and their expedition plunged into madness.
If I go in, will I go mad too?
Not necessarily. Many of the troops sent in after were simply slaughtered. Because Lord Galaide died by ambush, I believe he awakened unaware of his own death, and his expectations became reality for those around him. His power overwhelmed all inside the temple. And even now the workers plot wars against each other, believing themselves Sith Lords, and drawing terrible power from Galaide himself.
Are there more dead Sith Lords in there?
Ah, you begin to see the crisis. There are still more ancient Sith Lords whose spirits lay dormant in the temple. If the ancient Sith Lords are woken by the violence within, they could overrun Dromund Kaas.
Maybe that won't happen.
We're not going to be saved by optimism, young one. I have studied all of the burial chambers within. Each was made with the same ancient design, one we can exploit. If you fuse the 500-kilogram hinges on each tomb door, even a violent assault should not be able to wake the ancients.
What do you got in mind?
The team I sent in earlier was using a massive metal torch. Effective, but slow, I'm afraid. They did not make it far. The torch must be recovered, and the doors of the ancients sealed.
I've sent 3 separate expeditions into the Dark Temple. Not one has returned. I can't say for sure what's going on, but people who go in there, they don't come back.
You don't need bravery when you got a good blaster.
Then you are everything I could have hoped for. You can survive the Dark Temple. I beg you to do me, and more importantly, the Empire a favor. The expeditions I sent in were looking for specific data. I can spare the manpower, they were slaves mostly, but the data is essential.
You don't have the authority to give me orders.
You're absolutely right. But please consider that you'll be doing a valuable service for the Empire, and you'll be extremely well rewarded. All I'm asking is for you to find the data the expedition collected. If all you find is bodies, bring back their data pads. This information is vital to future construction on Dromund Kaas. Please help.
I'll see if I can fit that in.
I'll mark the location the expedition last signaled from on your map. It's the best I can do.
On the way.
Do you dare approach the great Nil Venerus, Lord of the Sith, Master of the Undying Darkness? Answer me. What insolence brings you to this place, slave?
I'm the one holding the blaster here.
What? You're not afraid of me? You aren't a mindless puppet like the rest of them? I don't understand.
Of course I'm not a puppet.
Then whatever it is that's doing this is losing its hold. I was part of an expedition sent by the Empire to measure strange activity in the Dark Temple. But soon after we entered, we all became different people. I became the mighty Lord Venerus, and the others became my obedient followers and servants.
Whoa, slow down and start at the beginning.
We were gathering data for the Empire, and then we were all suddenly possessed. It's strange that you seem to be unaffected. In fact, it's strange to find you here at all. I thought the Imperials gave up sending people in here. What exactly are you doing here?
I was sent after your expedition.
So the Imperials haven't given up on getting their precious data, after all. This is lucky. You see, ever since I came to my senses, I've been worried that my followers will begin to doubt my leadership. I can't lose my power. I can't go back to being a slave. But maybe we can help each other.
It wouldn't be hard for me to eliminate you and your followers.
Well, I guess that's true. Except I'm the only one who can make all the others turn in their data. All I ask is that you find the symbols of Lord Venerus's power. They were looted from his tomb by the people possessed by Venerus's enemies. The symbols will help me reinforce my followers' belief in me, lock them in their dream.
I'll see what I can do.
Be careful. Venerus's old enemies will put up a good fight. My network of spies reports that you crushed my enemies underfoot and found the symbols of power I requested.
Just give me the data so I can leave this place.
I had not forgotten. I, too, have been very busy. Here is the data my servants collected before the temple transformed them. Let the Empire make of it what they will.
I hope your face never spoils my view again.
Actually, that reminds me. There's one last itty-bitty little thing you can do. You see, power is useless without subjects. So I'd be grateful when you turn in the data, you'd encourage the Imperials to send more expeditions my way.
That isn't half bad.
Yes, I do think I've finally found my true calling. I can assure you, my gratitude if you send more slaves to be my followers will not be insubstantial.
What is this in front of me? Another worshipper? Who braves the flames of the altar of horror to stand in front of Lord Baral Slathborn, Lord of the Sith?
This tomb has driven you insane, Lord.
Insane? No. Do not seek madness, but fear and hatred, the tools of the Sith.
Hope you don't mind if I shoot you now.
To me, my disciples!
Get it now.
Hello, stranger. My internal chronometer tells me it has been exactly 963 years since this hologram was made. Have the Sith truly lived in fear of me for so long?
I guess that would depend on who you are and who you ask.
A careful answer, but you certainly don't need to fear me. This image is all that remains of Galaide. Like so many before me, I challenged the Emperor and was buried in this temple. Fortunately, I had just enough time to make this, an interactive image that would transmit my secrets to whomever was bold enough to find my tomb and unlock it.
I unlocked your tomb, so start transmitting.
Patience, and everything will become clear. The way of the Sith lies in channeling the Force through the use of powerful emotions. Fear is the chief of these. The Sith feed on palpable dread.
Just get to the point.
As I discovered, no great knowledge comes without great patience. Fear gives temporary power, and passion is easily manipulated. Real strength in the Force comes when one is no longer afraid. And one can purge fear when one stops grasping after power, after things, after life itself, and allows the Force to guide him. There is only the Force.
You got the brains of a bantha.
My peers obviously did not think so. They considered my teachings dangerous. What I learned only lives on through this image and its device. Yet I am one with the Force, eternal and at peace. Take them. Take my teachings to the Sith. They will find power there, but a different kind. Not of darkness, but light.
The world must know what you've learned.
The Sith should know fear is not the only way. As for me, my message is concluded. I will now depart.
You're back. I hope you sealed the chambers of the ancients, SWTOR's chamber especially. I'm terrified to think what would happen if SWTOR and his crazed ideas were to re-emerge.
Actually, I brought something from SWTOR here.
What? What's this? How could you? No, I want no part of this. Please, destroy it. Bury it. Steal it away.
Getting a little nervous?
Clearly you don't understand. Throughout history, the light has endeavored to destroy the darkness. The Emperor was right to murder SWTOR for his heresy. Peace, serenity, words for the stifling of the very emotions that drive us.
I thought what SWTOR said was very wise.
You have been deceived. But perhaps it would be best if I took them and kept them hidden. Give them to me. Now, please, leave. The temple is safe, and I must take these teachings back to my chambers and make sure they're secure.
Ah, the only thing more powerful than the Dark Temple. Any luck getting that data?
Here's your data, as promised.
Hey, you actually came through. Can't say I was expecting that. Can't say it's not a relief. Now we can finally stop sending expeditions in there, wasting all those slaves who should be building monuments to the Empire.
Slaves shouldn't be collecting data anyway.
My superiors may feel differently, but I tend to agree with you on that point. Anyway, I believe that concludes our business here. Goodbye then, and thanks for the data. Your service to the Empire will not be forgotten.
You got the IDs? Fantastic. Let me see. That's Commander Gargan's all right. What was it like in the Dark Temple? I've yet to hear anything that didn't sound like pure raving.
You wouldn't believe me about that place if I told you.
Huh. Still wish I could have got him myself. Would have saved me some unpleasantness. Listen to me. Unpleasantness. I'm even starting to talk like a spy. Friend, remember when I said Sith didn't want anyone in the Dark Temple?
This ain't sounding too good.
I wish there was another way to handle this, I really do. I can't risk the Sith ever finding out you went into their precious Dark Temple, which means you're now a liability. I apologize. This isn't the way a fighting man should die. Guards!
You're gonna get it now.
wrong, didn't it? Got a hole in my gut. I'm not going to beg. Turning on someone who did their job is wrong. We both know it. Here's your writ. It tells the Mandalorians you did your job. And here's your pay. The rest is up to you.
Are you gonna send more men after me?
To do what? Add to the body count. My men are no match for you. How about I make a more concrete apology? I'll send you some top-of-the-line weaponry as soon as you're out of here. That work for you?
I'm glad this didn't have to get personal.
It never was. Believe me, you're everything a man should be. I wish I'd... Well, it's too late for regrets. What's done is done. Good hunting to you.
You're alive! Some Mandalorian big shot named Taro Blood said you were dead. They're about to start the melee without you.
I can't wait to kill that man.
You're gonna have to wait until after the melee.
All the other hunters who survived are already inside. Get in there.
Back in a flash.
That's the spirit.